I'm here with the beautiful Soraya, and she's the jewellery designer of the Navasha collection. She's a fellow image consultant, and she's one of the most stylish women that I know. She's always been a bit of a style diva. I've noticed this with this jewellery. She blends this whole collection from both East and Western cultures, I guess, and it's just beautiful. So she's here to actually launch her beautiful collection. First of all, tell us about Soraya.
Well, Soraya is my name. I live in Sydney, Australia. I actually come from very much a corporate background, financial sector compliance, but always there's been a creative side to me. So I've been collecting pieces of beads and vintage textiles on my travels for the last 30 years. And I think it is time now to share with other women to enhance their looks with my one-off pieces.
Oh yes, and they're also different.
Thank you.
And so, tell me about your inspiration. Where does that come from? What started all of this in the first place?
I think it actually, look, it came from the time I was born. Coming from an Indian family, I remember this photo shoot of myself, 6 months old, laden with heavy gold jewelry. It's very much an Indian thing. And I was looking really unhappy with that. But then it was actually my mother who is my inspiration. My mother was a very stylish woman. And I loved the way she designed pieces. She was ahead of her time. And it's just the way she put things together. And I grew up looking at it. And that's what inspired me. But I also realized how wonderful clothes, jewelry are, because you can wear a simple suit.
Yes.
But you put on the jewelry and it's a different thing. And when I was in the corporate world, I'll wear suits, but instead of looking dull with just boring black suits, I always had a spectacular piece of necklace or scarves. And I was actually known as the accessories queen in my corporate world.
I'm not surprised. Every time I see you, you've always got something on that really pops and really surprises everybody because it is different. So why the name Navasha? Yeah, I'll get that right.
Well, Navasha, there isn't a particular meaning, but there's something about that sound, Navasha. It's almost like an Eastern chant. And I was actually sitting at a wedding reception of my goddaughter who owned a number of horses. And I was sitting at the table where she had the name Navasha, the name of one of the horses. And I just knew I owned that name. So that was the beginning of Navasha collection.
Oh wow! And so how can we buy your pieces?
I'm putting it all on Facebook and also Instagram. Follow me, because it's not just the jewelry collection. I'm also going to show how we are going to put it together with other accessories like scarves, because they can be intermingled.
I'm way ahead of myself because I'm just looking at all of this thinking, oh my God, where can I get it? Where can I get it? So tell me, how did your jewellery journey start? I know it's sort of a similar question I've asked you, but how did it start?
Really from my travels, over years I've just been collecting stones. I love vintage textiles, and I've been on the Silk Road. About 20 years ago, when I went there, I saw these amazing pieces of jewelry, literally vintage jewelry, which I bought from the markets.
Yeah.
So they're pieces I could undo and then, reassemble them to whatever taste I feel. But I just want to be able to have jewelry catering from all sorts of women. The things I like of my jewelry are textures, and you can see how I've got wood pieces with vintage brooches. So that's really what it is. And that's really where my inspiration comes from. When I go for walks, I look at trees, autumn leaves, anything I think gives you inspiration. I see beauty in everything, and I just want to bring it to my jewelry.
So do you have a story? I would imagine you would have a story behind each piece.
Yes, I do.
Do you add that story to each piece so that the new owner will know a little bit about it?
I think so. Look, this is cat's eyes. I got this 20 years ago. You cannot find faceted cat's eyes anymore. And the beauty of it is I've also got it with magnetic glass. But I don't know whether many people know that cat's eyes are to avoid danger, to avoid evil, but at the same time to bring wealth into a person's life. And the black ones are actually called falcon eyes.
Falcon eyes.
So there's a little story about it. I just saw these stones, just loose pieces. I just knew I had to get it. Even though it wasn't technically my color, you know, it would look wonderful in a warm person. Can you imagine red hair and golden hair? How beautiful.
Yeah.
And these sort of pieces, they come in their own boxes.
That's nice.
So that it's something really special. And I put a little bit of a story behind it. What I intend to do is to, where do cat's eyes come from? So a little bit of a history of,
that's nice.
of cat's eyes. Now, this is amazing. This is almost, it's like, these are wooden beads, but they are as light as Hawaiian pine. And just so nice to wear. And what I loved about it is that organic nature of this. And I've put it together with how light blue, how light beads.
Yeah, that's
But what
nice.
I've also done is these earrings to give that old antique feel. But I have studs that actually can be removed. So that if you feel like, you can wear the studs by itself or
that's nice.
just put it together. Because I think sometimes we do want, you know, when I buy pieces, I think, God, I like to have that stud by itself, and often you can't.
And you can't, that's
right. So that's the whole idea about it.
I'm loving that.
Thank you. And this particular one, I just have to show, this is also wooden beads, but that is the piece de resistance. This is vintage 1950s brooch.
I can tell, because they're the only ones that used to do this raised background on the back. Oh gosh, that's lovely.
And the lovely part about it, it's still a brooch, so that if somebody wants, they can just take it off by itself and wear it as a brooch. And I love those, you know, they were the amazing 1950s, isn't it? Hollywood glamour.
Yeah.
And I just think that's and that's what I do. I cover around little vintage shops wherever I go, country areas, or when on my travels, I'll just go to every nook and corner where little markets, and then I just find those pieces.
And anything that's interesting, of course, you can actually almost see in your own mind's eye that that's going to work into a beautiful piece of jewellery.
Yes, and the other thing is I love history.
Yes.
I love the origins of textiles and history and what it has to say. And also the thing about jewellery is it's always adorned mankind, men and women, right from the beginning.
Exactly, yes.
People started wearing their clothes, cover their body. What did they do next?
Adorn with precious metals.
That's right. And it was a status symbol, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so that's really... And this is another one, my favorite. They're all one-off pieces, mind you, and you really can't get more. The days of jewelry fairs and all that are gone. Now these are sunburst quartz, so they're really literally copper inside them.
Oh, really?
So can you see that the shine that they give?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it's almost like iridescent through there.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
And once again, magnetic glass, so that it's just easy
You
for
can
anyone.
imagine the stars in Hollywood, you know, the era of really beautiful style in Hollywood wearing these pieces. You know, it's just, these are really exquisite. And the fact that they're one-off too, that makes it even more beautiful, because you're never going to see anybody else with it, and you know it's special for you. You've
That's
chosen.
right, yes. And the other one I have over there, if you could please pass me that. This, Evelyn, was my first design 40 years ago. I found these jade pieces, would you believe it, in a little shop in Hong Kong.
Jade's beautiful. Oh gosh, yeah. And they're cold, you know.
Yes,
That's
I know.
of
And then I
jade.
found this fish and I designed it. I didn't personally make it. At that time, I didn't have the skills. I've done many workshops in jewelry making since then, but I got someone to do that for me. But I designed it just like what my mom used to do.
And the little ones in between, what are these? These look like...
They are carnelian.
Oh, I love
Yeah, carnelian with jade. I mean, they go perfectly well.
Perfect.
And that's Pisces, of course. But
Yeah.
for me, just that fish part was just absolutely beautiful.
Perfect for that Pisces person, you know.
And you know, it will go well with jumpers, of course.
Oh,
I mean,
lovely.
a perfect winter outfit,
Lovely.
doesn't it? Just one statement piece, very elegant. And the other thing I want to show you with a bit of fun, this is just all black and white agate. But look what I've done with it. This is my ribbon collection. Can you see what I've done? Lava stone, quartz, and ribbon.
That's pretty.
And I think that goes so well with it. I love ribbon. I don't think it's just a little girl's thing. I think ribbons can be so elegant.
And you picked up the black and white in
Yes,
the ribbon, which is
yes.
quite lovely.
Yes.
Yeah, very nice.
It take me some time to,
So
you know, get the art together.
tell me a little bit more about your earring collection.
My earrings, that's where my imagination runs wild. Thing is, whenever I get inspiration, I think I probably am thinking about it in bed. Do you know I get up at about 2 o'clock in the morning? And then I quickly write it down, or I'll rush out with an idea and put it together. Sometimes in the morning, didn't quite match, but then it started. And
Yes.
then I just love it. So these are my beautiful ribbon collection. Just like that black one that you have just saw. And look what I've done with Baroque pearls. Look at that.
I'm going to take these up closer to the camera. Just
Yes.
I have to show this. No, they're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Here we go. This is better to have a look at that. Can you see that? Show me the other one, Soraya. I've never seen anything like these. They're just beautiful. There we go.
And I'll show you that little black.
Oh,
with
this is
that
pretty.
piece. Perhaps while you're standing there, we could just talk about some of these pieces.
Yes.
And this is one with pearls and black faceted agate that I just absolutely adore.
I'm glad I got my nails done this morning.
I haven't done it yet, but you know. And this is another one where look at
loving
how
this.
the silver plays with it.
Now you can almost imagine something like this being shown in Bulgari. You know,
Yes.
they are so exquisite that you would imagine that they would be in some high, you know, expensive jewellery store.
And you like my
Yeah.
my copper look, I call it.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah.
And I think every beautiful woman loves crosses, don't
Oh,
they? What about, I mean, that's
yes.
like Byzantine crosses.
Now, the beautiful thing about these is that they're quite see-through. I don't think you can see that, but they are quite translucent right
I think
through.
the idea is when there's light,
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
it just flashes right through that see-through.
Yeah, beautiful.
And I just wondered whether you like this. I've made one in silver and gold, you know, Swarovski and beautiful Baroque pearl.
See, and I love the idea of having one of the gold ones and one of the silver ones. I would love that mix.
You know what? I think that that might be my present to you. I know how much you love wearing different, you know, earrings on either side. You've given me an idea. Now this is one I've done of Cloisonne. Now this is brushed gold, but look, this is trade beads, trade glass beads, which went to Africa. Would you believe it? It's from Africa.
Yeah. Tell me, what happens when you've got all these beads that you're playing with, that you've collected over all the years? What's going to happen when you've used them all up? Where are you going to find these again?
I will, you know, I will continue to find on my travels. But now that I know that other people will appreciate it, so I think it gives me an incentive to keep looking for pieces.
Right.
There is another one. These are trade beads.
Right.
And the idea is you can actually take out that little bee studs. They can be separated.
That's pretty, yes.
I just want people to have that beautiful option of what to do.
And that's a little gold-plated bee.
Yes.
So that's really nice. Yeah.
Now these are 2 cloisonne pieces, which I hope you love. Playful.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes. Here we go. That's cloisonne wear, isn't it? You used
Yes,
to
it
see
is.
that in beautiful Asian decorative
Always
pieces.
beautiful, always, classy. And that's another one. That, of course, is Venetian.
Venetian
With
glass.
Lamp work, beads, but I've just added it with a bit of a dazzle.
So you're going to be putting these up on Instagram.
And on Facebook as well. It's
And-
under Navasha Collection.
Navasha.
Yeah,
Right.
I just want to show you, this is what I mean. Last night I had that inspiration. I've not finished it, but I just had to show you
It's
what I've ended up with.
This is one of Soraya's midnight
Inspiration.
inspirations. Yeah, but I'm loving the ribbon. It makes it so feminine, so pretty.
And yet so classy. And look at another of my inspiration. You can see the east-west, can't you?
Oh yeah.
In my pieces.
Yeah. So tell me, what is the red?
Oh, that's
bed?
also, actually, it's a sort of a glass. It's check glass.
Oh,
It's old check glass pieces. But I
totally
put it
beautiful.
together with some turquoise beads and also some cloisonne again. But do you want to know my new fun inspiration? Look, I have always wanted to make decoupage beads. And I thought, why not? And this has been a trial and error, but I think I've come up with a solution.
You have.
Now, this is my decoupage beads. I've used very old newspaper to come up with that, and I've studded, rhinestone studded look.
I'm hoping we get to see that properly. I need a dark card to show that properly. Can you see that? That's decoupage is using
Paper and glue and high gloss finish.
how fun. That is real.
And you know
fun.
what? All these pieces we are showing, are they going to be individual pictures?
Yes.
So that
yes.
people will know what they are. And I have to tell you, guess what I'm doing? I just learned felt making. And I'm going to introduce felt into my jewelry pieces.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's going to be the next 6 months with summer coming. It's just going to be fun pieces.
Show me the one with the blue stone, and it's got the I'm loving that.
Swarovski.
Very
Elegant,
crystals.
very elegant.
Beautiful again for the woman that really loves that cobalt blue and gold together, which really goes so well. This is a beautiful clasp. That's very, very beautiful. Gosh.
And I've got here, if you're interested, this is pearls and garnet.
Oh, right. Yeah, no. So you're going to have a lot of fun checking these out on Instagram, and it probably will have a story with them. It's their stories.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it, and that's why I love my pieces. And, oh yes, that's my Japanese inspiration.
That's out of Japanese, is that a Japanese kimono
Yes,
fabric?
It's from kimono fabric.
And what's the little green stone?
Swarovski.
Oh, really?
And matted gold, earrings to thing. And it's just like, what I'm wearing at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now
so-
tell me about what you are wearing. I'm very interested in that.
Oh, well, this is one of my inspiration. I've had these beads for ages, okay? That's actually rattan beads, individual rattan beads. These are decoupage, Japanese style, but can you see that it actually is part of my cloth? They're actually shibori cloth. Apparently you can't even get them anymore. These are little scraps I found, and I had to work out a technique to put it together through leather string. And then I found some oval
Discs.
discs just to put it together.
That's lovely.
Now I have a confession to make. I just fell in love with it and I've decided to keep it. It's now my good luck piece.
Wow, just it was so inspiring, and there's a few pieces here I'm quite keen on.
And Evelyn, I think your birthday is coming up very soon, isn't it? So
Yes.
I think that is quite ideal to put it all together. So it's going to be launched this weekend, and also look, I'm happy to send it anywhere in the world because these are beads that came from around the world.
Yeah.
And I think rightfully now it should go to women all over the world. That's what I would love to share. And it's a matter of and just contact me on Facebook and I'll contact you privately.
So the Navasha is just under Facebook, Navasha.
Navasha Collection.
Collection, right.
Navasha Collection is under Facebook and Instagram is Navasha Collection as
Great.
well.
So, well, if any of these interest you or you just simply want to follow Navasha Collection, where there will be new jewellery pieces up all the time with their stories, yes, you've got that opportunity to follow Soraya, see what she's up to. So, Soraya, congratulations. It's a beautiful
Thank
collection.
you so much, and thanks for your support. I think it's an honor to hear from another classy woman. You know, this is one of the most elegant women I've met, and she is telling me that I look good, and that means a lot to me because I think looking good is so important, isn't it, in all aspects of our life. That's what makes it our first impression.
And what gives us that little special extra is the fact that we can express ourselves in the things that we wear and we carry. And jewellery is something else. It's really beautiful. It's really individual pieces that you've chosen because they call out to you. They give you joy every time you wear them. And so, well, look, it's wonderful. Congratulations. I look forward to seeing more of this, and all the very best for you.
Thank you very much,
You
Evelyn.
deserve.
It's been a pleasure.